ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारम् प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरो
नत्वा श्री भारती तीर्थ विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये
धीमहि पञ्चदशी कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
पंचकोश विवेक प्रकरण श्लोक नंबर 40। चिच्छाया वेशतः शक्तिश्चेतनेव विभाति सा
शतः शक्तिश्चेतनेव
विभाति सा
तच्छक्त्युपाधिसंयोगात् ब्रह्मैश्वेश्वरतां व्रजेत्।
संयोगात् ब्रह्मैनेवश्वरतां व्रजेत्।
कोशोपाधिविवक्षायां याति ब्रह्मैव जीवताम्।
कोशोपाधिविवक्षायां
विवक्षायामेव जीवताम्
जीवताम्
पिता पितामहश्चैकः पिता पितामहश्चैकः पुत्रपौत्रौ यथा पृथी
पिता
पिता
पितामहश्चैकः
पितामहश्च
पितामहश्चैव
पुत्रपौत्रौ
पुत्रपौत्रौ
यथा
पुत्रपौत्रौ यथा
प्रति
प्रति
शिक्षाया शिक्षाया वेशतः शिक्षाया वेशतः सा शक्तिः चेतना इव विभाति उपाधि संयोगात् ब्रह्म एव ईश्वरतां व्रजेत. We saw in the last class how Ishwaratvam and Jivatvam came into Brahma. सा शक्तिः चेतना इव विभाति चेतनेव भाति चेतना इव विभाति इत्युक्ते सा शक्तिः माया शक्तिः अचेतना एव ब्रह्मणः उपाधिः अचेतना शक्तिः तस्यां मायायां किम् अभवत् चिदाभासः चिच्छाया प्रवेशति आयाति चित् छाया प्रतिबिंब चैतन्यम आवेशतः आवेश एंट्री आवेशतः आवेशात पंचम्यास्तसल ड्यू टू द एंट्री ऑफ चिदाभासा this chit pratibimba reflection of chit, therefore maya appears chetana intelligent. Therefore maya is not intelligent, maya is jadam, it's upadhi. Due to the pravesha appears chetana upadhi संयोगात् सा शक्तिः उपाधि संयोगात् तत् शक्ति उपाधि संयोगात् ईश्वरतां व्रजेत. ईश्वरतां व्रजेत ब्रह्मणि. So Ishvara, therefore Brahma alone is called Ishvara. Ishvara to be accepted in Vyavahara because he is the karma paladata. Upadhi is real or unreal, mithya va satyam va, mithya eva. Vyavahara is satyam or mithya. We cannot say, we cannot give answer to it. You have to say from which standpoint. Paramarthika drishtya vyavahara mithya. But vyavahara is satyam from its standpoint. Yatha swapna suptuhu, I mean, the one who is sleeping. Suptuhu drishtya swapnaha satyam tadvat. Suptasya drishtya swapnaha satyam tadvat. Is it really satyam? No. Similarly, Ishvara is satyam. The Vyavahara is satyam. From the standpoint only, we dismiss Ishvara also, because Upadhi is mithya. Mithya Upadhi, therefore mithya Upadhi is sambandha, therefore Ishvara is mithya iti. But Vyavahara, Ishvara is there, therefore same Brahma appears to be Ishvara. Iti we saw. Then what about Jiva? If Ishvara has got Maya Upadhi, Jiva has Gosha Upadhi. So same Brahma eva Jivatam yati prapnoti. Katam ekam Brahma ईश्वरत्वं याति जीवत्वं च याति इति पृच्छेत् वै नाट् एकः एव पुरुषः किन्तु पुत्रः पौत्रौ इति पुत्रदृष्ट्या पुत्रपौत्रौ प्रति पिता पितामहः भवति तद्वत् same person is called Pita, is called Pitamaha from different standpoint. From the standpoint of Pita, from the standpoint of Putra is called Pita, from the standpoint of Putra is called Pitamaha. Therefore, it is possible. Therefore, the same Dharma alone appears as Ishvara and Jiva. The role of Brahma as Ishvara and Jiva, therefore, it is just a role. Therefore, it is Mithya role. Brahma gaining the status of Ishvara and Jiva due to two different types of Upadhi. Utkrishta Upadhi and Nikrishta Upadhi, Maya Upadhi and Avidya Upadhi, respectively, appears as Ishvara and Jiva. Maya Upadhi, Aishwari Shakti Maya, that is Upadhi of Brahma, which makes Brahma as though limited and therefore becomes Ishvara, as though become Ishvara. Ishvara now because of Maya Upadhi. Brahma due to Maya Upadhi now it is Sarva Shaktiman, Sarvajnaha. And the Jadamaya appears also intelligent because of Chichaya, Veshataha. Maya Chetana Iva Vibhati. And Brahma Ishvaratam Brajet. Maya Upadhi Sanyogat. Now the question may be asked. Finally, you are dismissing anyway Upadhi as Mithya. Then why you introduce this Maya Upadhi, Mithya Upadhi, and then dismissing it as Mithya? Why all this prakriya of apavada, adhyaropa and apavada, superimposition, desuperimposition? First of all, why Maya is introduced? Why not get rid of this, and then later you negate this Maya? Brahma is Achit Anandaha. So let it be as it is. That teaching could have been presented like that. Why introducing Maya and dismissing Maya as Mithya? Is it not like taking a person to a place where he wants to go, but the person is in the same place? The person is in the place where he wants to go. It is not aware of that he is in that place. So how to make him understand that he is in the very place? So you take him here and there and then finally show this is a place where he wants to reach. He comes back home, same place. In the beginning itself, if he is told he is in the same place, he may not accept, he may resist, he will not appreciate that. Therefore, take a big round by auto and finally bring it to the same place and tell him this is the place you wanted to go. Then he may accept. The same thing here. We travel here and there, finally we come and to say this is Brahmatat Brahmatvam Asi iti. If Shruti says in the very first instance, you are Brahma, then the student may not accept the fact, because with this Sharira Manasangata Upadhi, how can I be Brahma? All these questions will come. And also there will be resistance in accepting Ishvara. So Karma Paladata, all these things, Karma Paladata have to be, it is accepted, because without Karma Paladata, without the giver, I cannot experience because experiencer is real. Therefore, there must be a giver of experience. So Ishvara must be there. Ishvara must be there. And I am there. So for the thought, this Veda Buddhi is so strong in the beginning in the mind of the student. So therefore, Veda Buddhi is there and also Ishvara Asti, that Buddhi also is there. Therefore, to say that there is no Ishvara will be a shocking. To say the Jagat is Mithya, not real, that also will be shocking. Therefore, in order to prepare the mind of the student, in order to bring that understanding, because for the person, the world is real. So therefore, we say, this world must have a cause. The cause is Ishvaraha, is Abhinda Nimitta Padala Karanam. And when we show this causes, the effect is, the Jagat is Mithya, by that we can dismiss the cause also. Maya Upadi, Ishvara, when it is presented as Brahma associated with Maya Upadi, and Jiva as is presented as the same Brahma with Kosha Upadi is Jiva, appears as though limited. The limitations obtained in Ishvara and the limitations obtained in Jiva because of the Upadi. Therefore, Brahma appears to be Jiva and Ishvara. And therefore, we bring in Maya, Avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti, all those things. Finally, to remove all these things as Mithya and show what is there is only Brahma. That is the job of the Shastram and the teacher. So, therefore, it is it is the method of presentation in order to make the person, the student, aware that this is mithya. Otherwise, because Satyatva Buddhi is there, the Satyatva Buddhi cannot be removed unless its mithyatvam is shown. It is unreal. Therefore, only we have the Prakriya Adhyaropa Apavada. Adhyaropa Apavadapyam Nishprapancham Prapanchate iti. Giving reality to the Jagat. Giving reality to the Jagat meaning Upadi. Jiva Upadi, Maya Upadi, Upadi Sagita, Chaitanyam, Dhamma, Ishvara. Then finally dismissing the Upadi as Mithya. When Upadi is dismissed, we don't dismiss the Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is left out. So what is Chaitanya? Brahma alone is left out. Ishvara, when Maya Upadi is dismissed from Ishvara, when Brahma eva avashishyate, tadvat jive api, jiveshu api, jivaram api, Brahma eva. Therefore, what is there is Brahma. The same Brahma which is obtained as Jiva within the Panchakosha, the same Brahma which is obtained as Ishvara with Maya Upadi, minus Upadi, Brahma eva. Like the same person is called by Pita and Pitamagaha. Putram Prati Pita Bhavati, Putram Prati Pitamagaha Bhavati. The same person appears as two different persons. Similarly, Brahma also, one is Samashti Upadi, other one is Vyashti Upadi. So Upadi standpoint. From the standpoint of Upadi only, Brahma is Ishvara or Jiva. From the standpoint of Brahma itself, there is neither Ishvara nor Jiva. Since this cannot be said in the very beginning, even if it is said, understanding would not be proper. Therefore, only the teaching. Therefore, Upadi Vakshayam Ishvaratvam Jivatvam Cha Brahmani. ayati. Now this Upadhi standpoint. Now this next shloka, Acharya would say, from the Brahma standpoint, from the standpoint of Brahma, there is no Ishvara, there is no Jiva, there is no Jagat. When everything is dismissed, this Veda Buddhi is gone, dismissed. This Upadhi Buddhi, Veda Buddhi. Brahma Drishtya, Tatu Ishvaraha, na Jivaha, na Jagat. So that the Acharya is going to say, that is Jnanam. The one who gains his Jnanam is Muktaha, is free. He knows Aham Brahma Asmi iti, Jagat Karanam Brahma. Jagat is Mithya, therefore Aham Brahma Asmi iti. Brahmavit, Brahma eva bhavati. Brahma, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Tat Aham Asmi iti. It cannot be other than me, it is myself. So that becomes crystal clear. That is why such prakriyas are there. So that the author says in the next shloka, the following shloka, shloka number 42. Putradervikvakshayam na pita magaha.
पुत्रादेरविवक्षायां
राधेरविवक्षायां
न पिता
पिता
न
न
पितामहः
पितामहः
Tadvannesho napi jiva shakti kosha vivakshane.
तद्वन्येषु
तद्वन्येषु
नापि
नापि
जीवशक्तिकोशा
जीवशक्तिकोशा
विवक्षणे
विवक्षणे
Vastavikataya brahmanaha ishratvam nasti, jivatvam api nasti. Iti etena shlokena Acharyaha uktaha. यथार्थतया ब्रह्मणः जीवत्वं नास्ति, ईश्वरत्वमपि नास्ति. पुत्रादेहे, पुत्रादेहे पुत्र पौत्र, आदिपदात् पौत्र, पुत्र पौत्र, पुत्रादेहे अविवक्षायाम. Don't miss the avivaksha, negative, not vivaksha. Putradehe avivakshayaam. So, putradehe avivakshayaam na pitamaha bhavati. Purushah pita na bhavati, pitamaha na bhavati. Avivakshayaam putradehe. पुत्रादेहे विवक्षायाम एव पुरुषः पिता भवति, पिता महः भवति. पुरुष संबंधितया एव पुत्रः पौत्रः पुत्र पुरुष संबंधितया पुत्रः पौत्रः न विवक्षते. पुरुषः पुरुषः एव, पुरुषः एव. पितृत्वम् and पितामहत्वम्, which has come to the Purusha, are they incidental or intrinsic to the Purusha? A Purusha is Purusha only. This Pitrutvam, Pitamahatvam, they are incidental. They are not intrinsic. Natu putra sambanditaya vivakshate putraha pautraha iti. From the standpoint of putra and pautra only, the person is called so. Pita and pitamaha. They are incidental attributes. Putradehe avivakshayam purushaha pita na bhavati, pitamaha napi na bhavati. So, there is a putra upadi, there is a pautra upadi. From the standpoint of Putra and standpoint of Pautra, the person is called Pita Pitamaha. Not from the standpoint of Purusha itself. Therefore, Purushaha Pita na bhavati, Pita Bhagaha api na bhavati, Avivakshaya. And there is no relative standpoint. The relative standpoint is Putra and Pautra. Similarly, Tadvat na Ishaha napi Jivaha. Similarly, na Ishvaraha na api Jivaha. There is no Ishvara, there is no Jiva from the standpoint of Brahman. Brahmadrishtya na tu Ishvaraha asti, na tu Jivaha. Na Jivaha asti, na tu Jiva Ishvaraha asti. So therefore, Vyavaharika Drishtya, Ishvara is Satyam, Jiva is Satyam, Jagat is Satyam. Till we gain knowledge, Veda Buddhi is there. Veda Buddhi is there, of course it is required, Veda Buddhi. So when Veda Buddhi is there, Aham Ishvara is the statement doesn't make any sense at all. It's a nonsensical statement, Aham Ishvara iti, when Veda Buddhi is there. That Brahma Buddhi doesn't come easily. Therefore, Shakti Kosha Avivakshane. Shakti is Maya Upadhi. Kosha Jiva Upadhi. Avivakshane. So, when there is no Upadhi, then where is Ishvara? Where is Jiva? Shakti Vivakshayam, Shakti Upadhi Vivakshayam, Ishvaraha. Ishvaraha asti. Kosha Upadhi Vivakshayam, Jivaha asti. Shakti Kosha Avivakshane. Shakti Kosha Avivakshane. There is no Ishvara. There is no Jivaha. Shakti Kosha is Shaktischa Koshascha, not Shaktehe Kosha. So, Shaktischa Koshascha Shakti Kosho, Shakti Koshayo Avivakshanam, then Saptami, Shakti Kosha Avivakshane, na to Ishvaraha, na Jivaha, na Ishvaraha. When the Kosha Vivaksha, when the Kosha Vivaksha is there, when Maya Vivaksha is there, then we can say Ishvaraha asti, Jivaha asti. Avivakshayam, there is no Ishvara, there is no Jiva. For Dvaitins, this Ishvara is unnegatable because Upadhi is also Satyam, and therefore Ishvara is also Satyam. Upadhi also Satyam and Ishvara is also Satyam for Dvaitins. Whereas when we negate Upadhi is a, therefore Ishvara is a. When Upadhi is negated, Ishvaratvam also is incidental attribute to Brahma. That also is negated. So what is there is only Brahma. Similarly for Jiva also. So giving the Satyatvam to Ishvara and Jiva, that is because of Veda Buddhi. That is the Ajnana. Ajnana Timirandasya. Jnananjana Shalakaya. When this Ajnana is removed by Jnanam, then there is no Ishvara, there is no Jiva, there is no Jagat. So therefore, when Jiva is there, Ishvara is there. When the Satyatva Buddhi is there in the Upadhi, Veda Buddhi is there in the Upadhi, then Ishvara is there, Jiva is there. When Veda Buddhi is negated by Advaita Buddhi, the Veda Buddhi is knocked off by Advaita, the Buddhi, Veda Buddhi, Mithya Buddhi with regard to Ishvara and Jiva, then that Ishvara Darshanam is Svatma Darshanam, that Ishvara is myself. Ishvara, when Upadhi is gone, then it is to myself, Jiva, Brahma eva, because Aham nato Jivaha, Brahma eva. Therefore, that is how the Shastram reveals reveals Ishvara, which is none other than you. So therefore we say Ishvara Darshanam is Swatma Darshanam. How can we say Ishvara Darshanam is Swatma Darshanam? Only when there is Abheda between Ishvara and Atma. It means no Upadhi. Or Upadhi to be understood as Mithya Upadhi. Only by Shastra Vichara, all this wrong notion. Veshaha Tadvat na Ishaha na pi Jivaha. That Ishaha, Jivaha, all these are Vesha. All these Veshas and these Veshas are gone. Na Ishaha na pi Jivaha. This Ishvara is also a Vesha. It's a role. Jiva is also a role. By Shastra Vichara, then we come to the understanding Tat referring to that Brahma, Tadvat, Tad Brahma, na Ishaha, napi Jivaha iti. Vastutaha tu Jivatvam Ishvaratvam ma Brahmanaha nasti iti etat sadrishtantam aha putradehe iti. Vastutaha, really speaking, Jivatvam and Ishvaratvam va Brahmanaha na asti iti drishtantena saha. The same drishtanta, from the same the same drishtanta, the Acharya explains पुत्रादेखे अविवक्षायां यथा पिता पितामहः नास्ति तद्वत् शक्तिकोश अविवक्षणे जीवः नास्ति ईश्वरः अपि नास्ति इति. Then the next shloka, which is the last shloka, with that this is concluded, this chapter, Kosha Viveka Prakaranam. Let us read. Evam Brahma Vedesha Brahmaiva Bhavati Swayam.
येयेवं ब्रह्मवेदैष
ब्रह्मैव भवति स्वयं
स्वयम्
Brahmano nasti jaganmatah punaresha na jayate.
ब्रह्मणो नास्ति
नास्ति
जगन्माता
जन्मातः
पुनरेष
पुनरेष
न
न
जायते.
जायते
Yaha evam Brahma Veda. Yaha referring to the one, Jnani. Evam iti yukte anaya prakriyaya anaya ritya. Yaha evam Brahma Veda. Brahma eva bhavati. One who knows Brahma by this Panchakosha Viveka. That is the topic. One who knows Brahma by this Viveka. Yaha Brahma Veda. Sakshi Chaitanyam, which is in the Hridaya Guha, Panchakosha, abides in the Panchakosha, and which alone illumines the Panchakosha, and that is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, who knows that Brahma. Yobeda Nihitam Guhayam, Parame Vyoman, who knows that Brahma, Yaha Veda, Swatmatmena, Veda, Yaha Veda, Swayam Brahma eva bhavat, Swayam Brahma eva bhavati. Yaha Brahma Veda Brahma Janati. Yeshaha, that Jnani, Swayam eva, Brahma eva bhavati. Brahma eva bhavati, bhavati means not becoming, even though the translation is becoming. It is not becoming, it is being. He recognizes himself as Brahma. Abrahmatta buddhi nirakaranam eva Brahma Vedanam. Brahma Veda Brahma eva bhavati. Abrahmatva buddhi nirakaranam. That is called Brahma bhavati. So the Bhranti Buddhi is gone. The Bhranti Buddhi So, with regard to Upadhi, that Buddhi, the Abhimana is there, that is gone. Now he understands that Aham Nitya Shuddha Mukta Swabhavaha iti, that is Brahma iti. Brahmanaha Janma Nasti. Brahma doesn't have Janma. Na Jayate Mriyate Va Kadachit. Brahmanaha Nasti Janma. If Aham Brahma, therefore there is no Janma. There is no Janma, there is no Maranam. There is no samsara. No samsara for Brahma. Samsara in the form of Sharirat, Shariram, Sharira Gamanam, Brajanam, Nasti Brahmanaha. Mrityoho Mrityum Dhavati. Kathopanishad comes from, he goes from death to death. That is not there. Who goes? When Brahma doesn't have Janma, that Brahma Ahamasmi. Doesn't have Janma, doesn't have Maranam. Doesn't have Samsara. Therefore, there is no Sharira Patram or Sharira Arjanam. There is no gaining of Sharira. There is no giving up of Sharira. No birth for Brahma. Janma Nasti Ataha Punaha Yeshaha Na Jayate. Because Aham Brahma, therefore there is no Janma for me. And therefore I don't come to being again. Punaha Yeshaha Na Jayate. Yeshaha referring to this Jnani who understand himself to be that Brahma. Therefore Na Punaravartate. That is what Mokshaha iti. Na Punaravrittihi. Yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam padam. So paramam padam gacchati. What paramam padam is padyate, gamyate, avagamyate iti. That is by understanding, not by going, not by traveling. Ihaiva, atraeva, atraeva muktaha bhavati vimuktaha. Vimuktascha vimuchyate. He becomes free here and now. Freedom in the form of knowing. So Brahmavid, Brahmaveva bhavati iti. The famous Upanishad Vakyam. The Panchadashyam Panchakosha Vivekaha Samaptaha. Idanim Ukta Jnanasya Palam Aha. Ukta Jnanam Brahma Jnanasya Palam. The result. What is the Palam? Yaha Evam Iti. Yaha Kaha Sadara Chatushtaya Sampannaha Evam Uktena Prakarena Panchakosha Viveka Purasaram Brahma Pratyag Abhinnam Satyadi Lakshanam Veda Sakshat Karoti. Veda is equal to Sakshat Karoti. Au Ukta Prakarena Kaha Sadhara Chatushtay Sampannaha Adhikari following this Panchakosha Viveka Aham Atma Brahma Pratyak Abhinnam. Brahma is Pratyekatma and that is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma iti yaha Sakshat Karoti Yeshaha Saha Swayam Brahma Bhavati. Sayoga Vaitat Paramam Brahma Veda Brahma Bhavati. Brahma Vidapnoti Param Ityadi Shrutivyaha. Mundaka and Brahmavida apnoti param Taitriya also. Ityadi Shrutivyaha. Tataha api kimiti yaha Brahmanaha iti. Na jayate mariyate va vipaschite iti. Ityadi Shrutehe. Brahmanaha tavat janma nasti atah eva vidvan api swatmanaha tadrupatvat tad रूपत्व अवगमनात् न एव जायते न पुनरावर्तते इति श्रुतेः इति. Therefore, Shruti says Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. Brahmavid apnoti param. Param is Brahma eva. So Brahmavid Brahma apnoti. The knower of Brahma gains Brahma. Gain in the form of, there is no gaining. He is Brahma. He recognizes himself to be Brahma. Therefore, by all the Shruti Vakyas, Tataha Kim iti yaha Brahmanaha iti. Brahma na jayate na mriyate. Therefore, yata Brahmanaha janma nasti. Tadvat vidvanapi swatmanaha tadrupatva avagamanat. My rupam is Brahma rupam. Knowing that, therefore, ahamapi na, for me also, mamapi na janma nasti. Na jayate na punaravartate jnani iti. That is the Shruti Artha. It is the meaning of the iti Shrutehe iti. With this, Panchakosha Viveka Prakaranam is completed. Iti Srimad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Shri Bharati Tirtha Vidyaranya Munivarya Kinkarena Ramakrishnakhya Vidusha Virachita Panchakosha Viveka Vyakhya Samapta. Panchakosha Viveka Prakaranam is completed. Vyakhyanam is completed. This is a small chapter with just 43 shlokas. Maybe later we will see the summary in Sanskritam, but now I'll give a short summary. Very short summary. We have another 10 minutes. The 43 shlokas, we can divide them into the 3 or 4 parts for easy understanding, easy summary. If you see the first shloka onwards, from the first shloka, Guhayitam Brahma Yattat Panchakosha Vivekataha, the author started. From the, it means Guhayitam, the Guha means there must be covering. The Panchakosha is considered to be the Guha. What are these Panchakosha? Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya iti. These koshas are not Brahma. These koshas are Brahma, but Brahma is not any of these koshas. That we know, that is the way to understand. Kosha is not Brahma means, and kosha becomes something which enjoys the reality. Koshas are Brahma, but Brahma is not any of the koshas. So therefore negation is involved. So when we say koshas are Brahma, Brahma is not the kosha means, and kosha to be negated, it's mithya. With kosha abhibhana, we cannot say it is mithya. The kosha abhibhana has to go. The mind has to get convinced. So therefore, chapter is Panchakosha Vivekaha. Nitya Nitya Vivekaha. Panchakoshas are anitya. Therefore, they are negated. That which cannot be negated, it is nitya. That is atma. So that is a viveka. Then koshas have to be explained. What is koshas have to be defined. So that is what the author does in the first 10 shloka, starting from 1 up to the 10th shloka, where he presents Panchakosha Vilakshanam Brahma. Brahma is distinct from Annamaya Kosha, distinct from Pranamaya Kosha. Second shloka, he says Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Sanyakaha, Koshaha, Pancha Santi. So this Annamaya Kosha, Annamaya Dehad Abhyantaraha, Annamaya Koshasya Antaha, Pranamaya Kosha, Pranasya Antaraha, Antaram Manaha. Similarly, Tataha Karta, Tataha Bhokta, Sayam Parampara iti, finally Anandamaya Kosha. What is Annamaya Kosha? Annamaya Kosha, Annamayat, Annena Jayate, Prithivya, Annena Jayate, Annamaya, because it is Annamaya, Mayat, Vikararte. Therefore, Anna Vikaraha. Pitrabhukta Annat. Annajat. Jayate. Then it is Vardate. Annat. So it is nurtured by, sustained by Annam. So Annamaya Kosha. Similarly, Pranamaya Kosha is also Vayuhu Pranamaya Kosha. So Annamaya Kosha, it is born of Annam, sustained by Annam. And it undergoes, Annam is Jadam, Jadam or Chetana, it is Jadam. Jadatva Drishyam. Drishyatvat, it is Vikari, undergoes Vikara. The Mayat itself suggests it is Vikara Arte Mayat. So Vikari. So the logic is Jadam, Jadam and it is Drishyam. Yate Drishyam tate Jadam Bhavati. Or Yate Drishyam. All Panchakoshas are Jadam because Drishyatvat Jadam. All Panchakoshas therefore undergoes Vikara changes, starting from Annamaya, which is so obvious, it is gross. Similarly, Pranamaya also. Pranamaya is Vayu. So therefore, that also undergo changes. How do you know Vayu Asti? Pranaha Asti, Pranaha Nasti goes away. Similarly, Manaha undergo changes. Vijnanamaya, that also, it's not same person. Karta becomes Bhokta, and depending on actions, undergo changes. And Ananda also, there is Ananda Vikara. So for all the koshas are Vikaramaya. Vikara Vantaha. All these koshas are Vikara Vantaha. Kosha Panchakoshaha Vikaravantaha. Therefore, Vikaritvat Atmana Bhavati. Iti the author, it dismisses in the first 10 shlokas. Vikaritvat, they cannot be Atma. Therefore, Panchakoshat Vitiriktaha Atma. And for that gives why it is Vikari, for that different reasons for each koshas that we will not get into, already we have seen. How this Ananda Vikara, depending on different states of experience, Sushupti Avastha, Jagrata Avastha, Sapna Avastha, all those. All these koshas are Vikaravantaha. Therefore, they cannot be Atma, because Atma is Avikari. Avinashi. Avikari, therefore Avinashi. All these are subject to destruction, subject to coming and going. Anityaha, Atma is Nityaha. This is the Viveka. Therefore, Panchakoshat Vilakshanaha. Panchakoshebhyaha Vilakshanam Vilakshanaha Atma. And it is obtained within the Panchakosha as Sakshi Chaitanyam, pervading all the koshas. At the same time, not any of the koshas, obtained within the kosha as what? As Satyam Jnanam Anantam Dharmagiti. So that the three Lakshana, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Atmatvam, and starting from Atmatvam, Brahma, which is Sakshi, is Atma, Brahmanaha Atmatvam, and it is that Atmatvam, Anantatvam, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Anantatvam, finally, it said, we saw Satyatvam, Atmatvam, and Anantatvam. So Atmatvam is pointed out from the shloka 13th shloka onwards up to 27. Atmatvam is that Brahma Ahamasmi. That Brahma cannot be anything else. It has to be myself. Not available for any other pramana. Swayameva anubhutitvat. Na anubhavyata. Na gochara tvam asti. Brahmanaha atmanaha. that is myself. That is being talked about, that was talked about, we saw from the 13th shloka onwards up to 27th shloka. Aham Atma Brahma. This Atmatvam to me, it is not an incidental attribute. It is Drishtanta also he has given, we saw. Like you add sugar, Madhurya Arpakadi. The sugarness, the sweetness comes because of the addition of Guda. Similarly, Atmatvam does it come to me by the addition of Atma? No. So both Atma is Atmanaha Swarupaha. It cannot give up its Atmatvam. It is its Swarupa. Arpakanta Agitye api. We saw that shloka. Madhuryadinam arpakasya abhave api. Madhurya swabhavaha asti. Kutra sharkaradinam tadvat. Atma anubhava vishayatvam. Atmanaha anubhava vishayatvam nasti. Babhut. Why? Because it is both Atma, it is Jnana Swarupaha. So it cannot be experienced by experience as a Vishaya, because it is oneself. That's what Atmatvam is. And Swayam Prakashaha. It shines by itself. It shines by itself and illumines everything. Swayam Jyotihi Bhavati Ayam Atma Ayam Purushaha iti we saw. So that is the Swarupam. So that cannot be pointed as Yadrik, Idrik, Tadrik iti. Idrik, Tadrik, but what, by which cannot be pointed out. That is what Atma is. It is not Indriya Vishaya. If it is Indriya Vishaya, then it can be pointed as like this or like that. It cannot be. Therefore, it is myself. That's why it cannot be pointed out as this or that. It is not a Vishaya. That is the topic. Then Satyatvam is the next topic. Satyatvam is Bhadaragityam. That is the Satyatvam from the 28th shloka up to 36. Satyatvam Bhadaragityam Jagat Bhadeka Sakshinaha iti Arabhya up to 36th shloka. The unnegatability of Brahma. That is Satyatvam pointed out. Then Brahma is Satyam, Satyatvam of Brahma. Deshataha, Kalataha, Vasataha, Aparichinnaha Brahma iti. Trida, by all these three, Brahma is Brahmanaha Anantyam is pointed out. Deshataha, Kalataha, Vasataha, na Parichinnaha. Therefore it is Anantaha, not limited by any of these three. It means it is Purnaha ityartaha. Not limited means that is what pointed out from the shloka number 37 to 43. And 37 to 42. Sorry, the shloka number is not 37. So that is 28 to 30, 28 to 36. 28 to 36 is Anantyam, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yad Brahma. So 36, up to 36, Anantyam, 28 to 36. In fact, Jnanatvam is not discussed much here. Therefore, it is 28 to 36. Why Jnanatvam is not discussed? Because the author himself said, Swayameva Anubhutitvat, that previously already he has discussed. So therefore, he didn't discuss again. Just mentioned a word. Swayameva Anubhutitvat iti, just a vakyam only. So therefore, from the shloka number 28 up to 36, Anantyam of Brahma is discussed. Therefore, Siddham Brahmani Satyatvam Jnanatvam Kutra Uktam Pura Eva Iritam Swayameva Anubhutitvat Ityadi Vachanegi Pura Iritam. Therefore, from there it is Putam. Therefore, he say it is up to 36, 28 to 36, Anantyam Tattvam, Anantyam is discussed. And from the 37th shloka to 42, Brahma is Brahmanaha Sopadika Swarupam. Brahmanaha Sopadika Swarupam, that is Ishvara, and Brahmanaha Ishvaratvam Katam Yati, Jivatvam Katam Yati iti was discussed. And this Ishvaratvam Jivatvam is only from the standpoint, relative standpoints. Minus that, what is there is only Brahma. So that is the knowledge, Jnanam. Jnanasya palam kim, Brahmavit Brahmaya bhavati. That is pointed out in the last shloka. So like a Palashruti, every shloka has got, every stotram or stuti has got Palashruti. Similarly, here the author has given the palam, the resultant, the gain, the result of this jnanam is muktihi. Brahmanaha yata janma nasti tadvat brahma jnaninaha api janma nasti. That is the result. That is a palam, jnana palam. Jivan mukti palam is a jnana palam. So having presented the upadhi and dismissing the upadhi from 37 to 32, the upadhi as mithya, and finally that Brahma agamasmi iti jiva Brahma aikyam uktva jivaha Brahma eva na paraha iti Brahma satyam jagat mithya jivo Brahma eva na paraha iti ritya yaha Brahma veda saha Brahma eva bhavati iti jnana palam uktam. So with this Panchakosha Viveka Prakaranam Samaptam. Simple Prakaranam, only 43 shlokas. Author nicely presented the Lakshanam of Brahma, discussed the Lakshanam Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, very nicely with example, Drishtantas he discussed, raising some questions, genuine questions which arises in the mind of the student and answering them. So in that way, the Prakaranam is done. The next Prakaranam is Dvaita Viveka Prakaranam. Another beautiful Prakaranam. Dvaita Viveka Prakaranam. As any other Prakaranam, this Prakaranam also Viveka Prakaranam, but Viveka of not to ascertain the Dvaita, to dismiss Dvaita, to dismiss Dvaita Buddhi, to know Dvaitam as Mithya. The Dvaitam is not Satyam. Therefore, Dvaita Viveka is required. Resultant of the Dvaita Vivekam would be Advaita Siddhi. Like resultant of Panchakosha Viveka is getting clear knowledge about the Panchakosha as Mithya and to arrive at Atma is Satyam. Similarly here also. We will start this from the next class. We'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
This
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣ್ಜಿ.
was my voice clear throughout?
Yes,
Yes, ji. But you have cold, I think, right? You was fine.
One doctor here says probably I may be having COVID.
Oh,
Symptoms seems to be like that, but anyway, it's now COVID is like any other flu, so there is no medication. I mean, just taking rest, nothing else. That's why I think I feel very tired and has lost my energy. You know, probably
okay.
that's why I feel so.
You could have
Anyways.
taken rest no today.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
you
okay.
could have taken rest, Charanji. No problem. Classes are there.
It's okay now. Not much strain anyway. So I'm so getting over. I mean, last maybe. Otherwise, this cold will not last for such a long time. Since I came here, this has been known. So maybe because of that. So you be careful, all of you in Chennai or wherever you are. Okay. Dhanyawad. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhav.